Oh, yeah. I hope you guys can hear this. I just had to change the sound input on the computer, so I hope I did it right. Somebody say drums if you're hearing this. Too soon, Serge, too soon. Thanks, Destiny. Okay. I meant to do that. Put on the cans, and you know why. It's so I can feel like a pro. Hey there, friendlies. Welcome to the Bevvies, Blades, and Bushcraft livestream for 6th June. Here we have Bevvies. I got all kinds of Bevvies. We have Blades, and we like to talk about the Bushcraft. Tonight, I have a kind of a cool reading for you. It's from the classic book, How to Build and Furnish a Log Cabin. This is by W. Ben Hunt. I know that a lot of you have probably recognized this book. Before we get to the show, obviously I would just want to do the usual housekeeping, where I say, if you're watching us time shifted to tomorrow or sometime in the future, welcome after the fact. I love knowing that you're out there, you're sharing your time with me, and the side chat, even if you can't actually participate real time. If at any point tonight you really love what's happening, then I invite you to hit that smiley thumb. If at any point tonight you kind of hate what's going on, that's okay. The frowny thumb works as well. And if you'd like to take a more active role in supporting the channel, as several in the side chat already have, then I do invite you to investigate the join button wherever YouTube has it now. Hit the button and you'll see that there are 2 tiers of membership and what each tier gets you for your hard-earned cash. One thing I have added to the benefits, but not to the write-up yet, is I do on occasion have a members-only live stream where I edit a video for my other channel so that I don't spoil the surprise for this channel. And now I want to start a new, hopefully regular feature where I talk about what's happened in the world of bushcraft on YouTube over the past week. Today I have 3 things to talk about. One is, I don't know if you guys have watched Joe Robinette's latest video, but it's very sad. He unfortunately lost his young brother recently, and he did a fairly heartfelt video where, you know, he's keeping it together and talking about his brother, and it reminds me of when the Show Us Your Steak videos were going around at one point, where a lot of guys were cooking a steak and talking about their struggles with mental health, emotional health, sometimes substance abuse. And so today I've been thinking a lot about that. And I just want to say that, you know, we're not always happy all the time. We're not always healthy all the time. And it's important to deal with that sometimes. For me, I deal with it by sardonically talking about my big black dog is on my shoulders again. Guess it's going to be a dark month, but it's important for us to reach out to each other when things are not going well. And so if you guys just think about poor Joe right now and his family, and maybe check out that video and drop him a little note underneath to say that you're thinking about him. Also, all 3 of these items I'm talking about, I'll have links in the show notes below. Another thing, on a less dark note, is that last week it was the last episode of the Canoe Hounds Adventure show for this season. So he's taking the season off to hopefully spend a lot of time paddling and hanging with his dog and in the woods. Last week, it was sort of a roundup show where a lot of the friends of the channel and guests over the season came on to shoot the shift. Nice save, Jesse. And so it's well worth watching even after the fact. As you guys know, I watch all of his live streams after the fact because of when my live streams are. And for the third item, I just want to mention that there are wildfires, what we used to call forest fires when I was a kid, burning all over this province and North America. It's made being outside, or at least breathing outside, a real chore for people like me who have asthma. In Montreal, the schools and daycares were asked, not ordered, but asked to not have the kids running around outside during recess and lunch. I know that both of my daughters were kept inside today. And it's just, when the weather's like this, if you guys are out in the woods, don't be adult. Most of you won't. But the things that can start a forest fire are sometimes not what you think. Like we always think, okay, lightning strike. We don't necessarily think rock flying off a road and, sparking off another rock, which is how at least one fire I know of started in British Columbia a couple of years ago. It can be some damn fool, drinks a bottle of water, throws it into the grass. And the thing is, a transparent bottle, it acts like a lens, so just, I'm probably preaching to the choir here, but I feel the need to make this statement because I have a platform that we have to take care of our woods so that the fires that are starting are not something that we have played a part in. And I'm also thinking, we all know people who are off grid out in the woods, right? What would it do to poor Russell if Raspberry Rock got burnt up in a wildfire? What would it do to Sharon Q or Linda if they lost their places in a fire? I know what it would probably do to me. So I'm thinking about all the people I know who have cabins and stuff and live out in the woods, and I'm just hoping that everyone's doing well and everyone's staying safe. So as I said, links for all these are in the show notes below. So next, I want to know who's hanging with me tonight, and I want to say hi to everyone who has shown up. So let's just scroll back because I'm probably way late because I've been live streaming for a full 9 minutes, and I haven't looked at the side chat yet. Hey, this is the Bevvies, Blades, and Bushcraft live stream, so I got a big thing of water with me. I've got tea. And tonight, I have an oatmeal stout. Claire de Granola oatmeal stout. 5% alcohol by volume. Brewed in Montreal. Ingredients are water, malted barley, malted oats, granola, oats, honey, maple syrup, spices, roasted barley, hops, and yeast. So this is either going to be bloody fantastic or terrible. Because as I said in an earlier live stream, I'm not always going to have, beer. Sometimes it'll just be tea and water and a whiskey at 10 o'clock. And sometimes I'll have a wee bevy. Sometimes I'll get it all over the desk. It's okay. It's fine. And because Serge is already here, I think I'm going to blow the pour. But let's be optimistic, okay? Let's just be optimistic here, people. I do love a stout, although I definitely think that summertime is not necessarily a stout or porter time. I've said this before, but I've really come around to summertime being for lighter beer. Not IPA, because IPA still makes me dry heave, but a red, a brown, some lighter stuff. Nothing too hoppy. As I've said before, I like barley, not hops. Beautiful color. All right, let's do it. Yep. That's good. Oh, yeah. Very cereally. I like it. So, who we got with us? Tenenbaum popping in with a bevy of bevies. Wow, I just read that off without even registering it. I like it. Matt J says, I wish the view out my window excuse me, looked as good as the holding screen to Jess's live stream. I wish I was still where that picture was taken. Marcus says, the wildfire edition. I forgot to bring my asthma pump downstairs. It's fine. Let's be optimistic. Yeah, the wildfire edition, definitely. It smells a little smoky out there. Lightly smoky. I mean, we're not that close to the fires, but definitely smog warning. Sort of a really grumpy look to the sky outside. Red sun. There's Honeybee. How's it going? Shawnee says, holy smokes, it's Tuesday. Smoke is the truth, Shawnee. Canadian also probably living in the same kind of conditions as me. Fans, the air, cough, hack, hork, hawks, loogie. How y'all doing? We're all right. We're living. Yeah, Kristen, we're pretty safe down here. Now, one thing I am doing is I have the live stream on here as well, so that because the thing is, there's kind of a revolving door policy on power outages in Montreal right now, because every now and again a fire takes out a whatever it's called, a transport line or a trunk line, or Serge probably knows the story, but the what they're called, but they're the big lines that come from the hydro projects up north and knocks out a whole neighborhood or two. My brother-in-law just lost power today, and he is not that far from me. He's out in the West Island in Point Claire. So if I suddenly disappear, I will do my best to remember to tell you to type here that, sorry guys, I've lost power, so that you're not waiting for me to come back. Because if I lose power, I'm probably not coming back, because the power goes out for like 4 hours at a time. We got Destiny. By the way, I would like to point out that Kristen is a channel member, a channel hero, helping to keep the lights on around here. Hi, Destiny. She's saying hi to everyone. Nice to see. There's David Evans, also a channel hero and a mod, so be nice to David. You guys are nice to David anyway. He's a nice guy. Excuse me. Everyone's just saying hi, so I'm just going to skip and skip and skip and skip. There is Serge. I'm on time this week, though I didn't blow the pour as bad as I thought I was going to, which is nice. I love this. David says to Destiny, looks like I sent you the same property listing twice. Did it look better the second time? That's a great line. Skipping down because I've already spoken to you guys. There's Al. How's it going? Al is a channel hero. I love it. Because Sal said, mind if I smoke, as a way of being a funny guy. Canadian says, I quit smoking 4 weeks ago, but this past week the air is kind of full of smoke. I'm glad that you're still holding true to that. That's good. I love it. Every day is progress, man. I'm really proud of you for that. That's good. There we go. Country Boy Trapped in the City is hanging with us. Nice to see. Hey, Chris. There's Peanut Trucker saying hi. Peanut Trucker's a channel hero, helping to keep the lights on around here. We're still at the everyone saying hi to each other state, so I'm just, shouting out to people as they show up. Whiskey Harbor, happy Tuesday to you as well. Nice to see. David Evans doing the God's good work by telling everyone to hit that thumbs up. Country Boy has now seen some of Peanut Trucker's videos about the idiots on the roads. Some of those are hilarious. Some of them are kind of harrowing. All of them make me kind of angry at how stupid people can be. Hold on. Yeah, David, we opened the windows and I immediately started hacking and coughing, so we closed them again. Country Boy says, Mr. Robin, it can be hard to watch sometimes, but I feel this pain. I lost your brother 25 years ago. He was 21. I like Joe's stuff. The only reason why I find it hard to watch sometimes is because it's long. I don't have time to watch an entire episode, so I'll watch like some now, and I'll watch the rest while I'm doing the dishes or whatever. His channel is changing a little bit. Yeah, he's in a different world than I am, YouTube wise and Bushcraft wise. So sometimes when I'm watching him, I just sort of kind of feel jealous. Maybe not jealous, because jealous has a deeply toxic element to it, where it's like he doesn't deserve that, and I think he does deserve that. I think what I feel is envy, but I don't feel that I would drop everything, to suddenly beat Joe Robinette kind of thing. I want to create my own space on YouTube. He does his space like only he can. I would like to do something slightly different. But yeah, I think yeah, he's experienced some loss, that guy. Yeah. Coffin when there's this much smoke in the air. One's groin is bruised from an angiogram. Oh no. Right. Thoughts and prayers. Jerry, thoughts and prayers. Actually, I should, if I like win 30 mil and I open a little distillery, I'll also open a little brewery, and I'll make an IPA called Dry Heave IPA. I love it. That's terrific. Yeah, exactly, Sash. I finally didn't blow the pour while you were watching. I love it. Sharon Q in the house. How's it going? I hope you're safe and everything out there in the woods. Kristen says I can get my inhaler when I get the cheese. Oh no, the town dump. That's a stanky fire. I remember a long time ago, like 20 odd years ago, there was a tire dump, tire pile. Where like tires go to die. It was just nothing but a huge yard of used tires in Saint Basile, and it lit on fire. And that was a stanky, toxic, black kind of sky. I'm just trying to get past everyone saying hi to each other, just making sure I'm not. Yeah, he hasn't been posting as much lately. I mean, apparently he's been shooting stuff, but he hasn't been. Look, we all have our downtimes. Like I'm in the middle of a downtime right now. I haven't been posting content like I used to since what, January? I've been trying to be Mr. Family, but all it's doing is no. I've been trying to be Mr. Family, and it is rewarding. But not going to the woods and shooting my videos is making me go a little stir crazy. So there's that. Sharon is living in both places, not in the woods tonight. Got a fence going up down here, so I'm back. Smoky and Durham region, though. Yep. Absolutely. Everyone has moments they need to get away. Absolutely. Yeah. And it's been a very fraught couple of months here at the house. It's like every night. I think I mentioned this in the last live stream. It's like practically every night. I'm just fighting with Cody about homework until 10, and everyone just sort of collapses from exhaustion after that. David's losing a brother is hard. Yeah. I don't want to drag you into a conversation about that, but I figure you understand it, mister. Matt, I'm trying to get something happening. It's like everywhere I turn, like a wall goes up in my face, but I'm gonna work something out. Absolutely. So I've managed to catch up with everyone saying hi and stuff. I've given you guys the news of the week. one thing I wanted to ask is if you guys hear of anything this week that you want me to mention in the news for the next live stream, let me know. I believe next week I will be quite late because it's the last governing board meeting at my daughter's school. So I got to shut everything down. And then I won't have to deal with school stuff all summer. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah, Serge. Can't imagine losing my brother, but I imagine it happens someday. Yeah. Well, unless your brother loses a brother. Chris, and I didn't get it. I haven't gotten it fixed yet because I haven't had time to go and get another one. But the address I have is good for registered mail or packages, so I don't have to get rid of this one. I just have to get another one, which I will share as soon as I can. I don't know how useful a package PO box is going to be, but it's good for packages. But yes, I was going to go this weekend, but the ladies were out looking for shoes for Camille for graduation, and it ended up taking all day, and then the post office closed because I just figured I would just, once they get home, I'll go, and I was doing chores and blah, blah, blah. And I was going to go today, but suddenly my car ended up in the shop, and it's still in the shop tomorrow. And by the way, there's $1,300 that I wasn't looking forward to spending this week. It's just like this rolling pile of poo. But I'm going to get that fixed. And when I do, I will do another video saying I have my new P.O. box, my new expensive P.O. box. Send me something to make it worth my while. Yeah. Last board meeting. Woo! David, what's the topic for tonight? I'm thinking we might expand from the reading I'm going to do once we're finished sort of with the, this phase of the evening. I just want to catch up. Destiny, this year we're staying at our favorite vacation place, Porto Backyardo. Cody and I are going to do a little backyard tenting as well this summer. Because I bought her a tiny, like, one-person kids tent for Christmas, and she wants to try it out. And I want to get my Hubba Hubba into action again, so we'll be in our tents in the backyard. Matt J, what does $1,300 get you in car repairs? A new ball joint and new bearings on the two rear. I think it was rear. Anyways, on both sides, one wheel per side. This is plus the $870 I spent last month on tire change and a new control rod. So yeah. And it's just, it's just because Montreal's roads are so bad. There are so many potholes, and some of them are craters, that these parts just go on cars here, like, fast. What does a P.O. box cost? About 30 odd bucks a month. Yeah, because I think it's about that. I don't know the exact price because I haven't looked since last week, and I've got a mind like a steel sieve. Hey, Raptor Ranch in the house. Whoops. How's it going? How's Wisconsin right now? I have a 6-man tent, Destiny. I have an old one. It's a Columbia, I think. It's heavy, and it's hard to put up because it's old. But it's good if you got a family. Anything smaller than that, anything less than like 4 people, you don't want a 6-man tent. But it's nice to have if you go, with, say, 2 kids, or like the 4 of you or something. Yeah, we get both raccoons and skunks in our backyard. Yeah, we have a 2014 Mazda CX-5, which is a great car. It's just they all sort of have these problems. Yeah, I think it's called a control arm. I don't remember. I have the bill around here somewhere. Yeah, doing some trick driving. uh, yeah, sales the market for used is crazy. Any other time I would buy used over new, let someone else take the new car hit. But right now, with used cars costing almost what new cars cost, forget about it. I shall now read to you from the book of how to build and furnish a log cabin. I chose a passage. It's like page 20 to 26, but it's like this part of 20, and it's mostly pictures. So I'm going to show you the pictures as I shitty McChat. Peanut Trucker, I figured you as a Prius owner. Well, this is our last internal combustion only car. What we would like to have is an electric for in the city, like going to work and back, and then a plug-in hybrid, or at least a hybrid for long trips. Gas is just too freaking expensive, and I love the idea of having freedom from the gas company's whimsy, so yeah. Also, man, the torque you get out of a purely electric car beats any engine I've ever been riding around with. So I want to talk about this whole book is, you're building a log cabin, you're furnishing a log cabin, and part of that is you're building your fireplace. And I have read this section a bunch because no, I'll read it first and then we'll talk about it. And while I'm reading this, sound off how many of you have this book. The Fireplace. Now, this book, by the way, was written a while ago, so the language. Yes, copyright 1939, 1947 by W. Ben Hunt. So, if the writing comes across a little Dick Prenicky, it's because it's an old book, all right? The Fireplace. A log cabin would not be a log cabin without a fireplace. There are any number of effective designs for fireplaces. If you study a few, you can plan one of your own. Although I recommend that you have a mason do the actual work, it is important that you understand the basic principles of fireplace construction. The base of the fireplace must be sturdy because it will have to support a great weight of stone. It must reach below the frost line, just as the piers. Those are the piers for, putting the cabin on. If there's a basement, the base of this fireplace will be part of the foundation, and the hearth can be built up between the floor joists as in any other home. In case there is no basement, of course, a hole will have to be dug. The base is built up to within about 4 inches of the floor level. Large stones are used for filler and rods for reinforcement. A wood form, of course, will have to be used for the section above the ground. Figure 10 shows the correct design of a fireplace to obtain proper draft. See, he's got like the wrong and the correct. And I'll show you more about that picture in a minute. The smoke is carried by the warm air through the throat and up the flue. Note that cold air seeks its way down the flue, but that the smoke shelf prevents it from forcing smoke into the room by deflecting it upward. The damper helps to throw the cold downdraft of the flue upward. When the fireplace is not in use, the damper is closed to prevent unwelcome visitors from entering the cabin. Okay, so I see what he's talking about, right? Like, this just goes up and down, so there's nothing directing the cold versus hot air, right? So what you're going to end up with is smoke coming out of the fireplace into the room, right? Also, look at how far back he's got the logs on this one versus this one. So you got this coming to the flue. You got room for a little bit of like a cyclone action. And the reason I read this a few times is because it never even occurred to me. If I was building a fireplace, I would build a stone box with a chimney. Like, I would make that wrong choice. Absolutely. If I hadn't read this book. I just want to I don't think I have to, like, it goes into, like, here's a sheet metal fireplace, and how when you're building, like, leave the space, it actually says that maybe it's a better idea to build the fireplace first and leave a channel down the side and then build your wall up the channel. He says that it's easier to do it that way than to build your cabin and try to fit the stones into there. But something that I think about a lot with this whole book is that the off-grid living thing. Hold on. The off-grid living thing is not new. The terminology is new, right? We say off-grid cabin, blah, blah, blah. But the actual living off-grid is not a new thing at all. It's the way we all did before electricity. Okay, so now there are solar panels and wind turbines and all this. Sure, I get it. But before, they just didn't have electric lights or electric heat. And forever, my dream cabin always had a fireplace rather than a wood stove. I thought that the wood stove was like the poor cousin to having a magnificent fireplace in the corner. These days, I would go the other way. I would want the wood stove rather than the fireplace. I just think for practicality, and you still get that beautiful organic warmth that I keep talking about. But like, I'm talking to a bunch of people. Some of you have off-grid cabins. Some of you just have cabins that are semi-off-grid or that are fully plugged into the grid or whatever. But the building techniques have moved on in many ways, because I don't know very many people who are building log cabins anymore. I mean, we all know about one, but I mean, personally, I do know one person who lives in a log cabin, but it's a very modern log cabin, right? I mean, he's got lights and stuff and a heated pool out there in the woods. People used to have to plan that fireplace. At one point, people had to plan that fireplace because they lived in a log cabin. It wasn't their summer place. It was their survival against the elements. It was what kept the snow off, because they didn't have a city house to run to. And those are the phases of existence that create the theories of how to get a damn fireplace built. Those are the, at some point they didn't know that you had to build a really solid foundation for your fireplace. And then I'm assuming that, not going below the frost line, fireplaces were falling over because they're on the outside of the house. Everything that is built today is built on millennia of mistakes and learning. You know what I'm saying? Instead of a fireplace, what if you have a longhouse or a Viking longhouse? Like, it doesn't have to be. Doesn't have to be like a First Nations, like Haida or something. Maybe it's a Viking longhouse. Maybe it's a teepee, right? Teepees were designed in such a way that you have a fire in the middle, you have an opening at the top, smoke goes out, and you can pull on it and close it up if it's raining. And then open it back up again when the rain goes away and you're lighting your fire again. Those old houses down in, Georgia and Florida and stuff, before there was centralized heating and cooling, with the tall peak with the vent windows at the top, right? You go to the Middle East and there are these ancient buildings that have essentially wind catchers, right? Wind comes down and blows through the building and cools the place down. It's like passive air conditioning, like a millennium old. And so I just thought that, you guys would be interested in this because some of you have met me through Russell and you hang with Russell because you're into the off-grid living or the homesteading or whatever. And books like this are, you can't read this book without dreaming of having your own cabin, It even goes into building stairs or a ladder, building furniture, building arbors, for God's sakes. I just want to sort of catch up with the side chat because I find stuff like that fascinating, because a book like this is the knowledge from the early 20th century, which is the knowledge from the 18th century and the 17th century. And even stuff that was more advanced than, say, 17th century building is built on that. Here's this whole section on outdoor fireplaces, right? Fire bricks and stuff like that, right? This entire book is based on earlier centuries of knowledge being built on, being developed, being honed. There's building a lamp out of rounds of, it looks like birch, but it's an electric lamp. I mean, I find this stuff fascinating. I love the time-honored aspect of this stuff. And you guys know that. I'm not saying anything I've never said to you guys before. But, like what do you guys think? What's better to you? You know what? Let's do a vote. I'm going to do a vote, okay? Let's start a poll. You're building a log cabin. Do you put in a fireplace? No. Let's a stone fireplace, because you don't want like a sheet metal fireplace, right? A wood burning stove. All right, I'm going to put that out for you guys. It's a little poll. I'm going to ask the community. So there you are. You've bought a small chunk of land or a big chunk of land. It doesn't matter. You've bought the land of your dreams. You're planning a log cabin you're going to build. Or maybe you're already building it. Whatever. Like, put yourself in that spot. Have you built a stone fireplace and you're building your cabin around it? Or are you going to put in like a nice wood-burning oven? A wood-burning stove? Something like a Vermont Castings or something. Just whatever, See it in your mind and tell me which way you would go. Let me just take a look here. I'm going to catch up with the side chat. I'm looking for... Okay, yes. Better raccoons. Okay, there we are. Stop taking those corners on two wheels. Okay, that's where we are. I'm just catching... Okay, Beats I'm buying a used car. Oh, yeah, okay. Chris figured I was a prize car owner. Right, we're wrapped around just... Okay, hot and too many books. Oh, I'm clicking on the wrong window. Where is it? I lost it. I lost it. Rats. Hold on now. Boom, 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 boom. Is that working? How come I can't? Can I not put people's comments because I have a poll going? Well, rats. Okay. In that case, I will just say, Raptor said, hot and too many bugs broke my wrist in the pipeline, and the pipeline hired me at $45 an hour to cook for the boys. $45 an hour for cooking? That sounds good to me. David is asking Peanut Trucker if his new truck is a Volvo. You're just being a brat. Carol's in the house. Nice to see you. Why can't I put... I don't understand. Oh, yes, I do. I get it. I know why. I know why. I just have to find my damn window again. Okay. Here we are. Here we are. Here we are. Here we are. Sorry, guys. This is dumb. Boom. Anyways, 45 an hour to cook. I like it. Carol's in the house. Hold on. Yeah, I would have a Prius if I could. It's the wife's car. I'm not sure if I like the Prius anymore because there are options like the RAV4 hybrid and the RAV4 plug-in hybrid. Like I want something I can put a canoe onto, you know? And I feel that the Prius would not be ideal for that. Oh yeah, the smart car. My dad almost bought one of those. Al says, seriously, an effing granola car versus 600 plus H. Yeah, absolutely. Look, I'm a technologist, man. You know what I'm saying? I work in tech. I like the old ways on many, many things, but when it comes to engines, the internal combustion engine is a century old. No matter how you doll it up. But I know where you're coming from because I know what kind of cars you like, and you're right. There's a charm to a big meaty rumble on like a classic, pick something, right? A classic Mustang, a Charger, even a Trans Am. But we're getting kind of into the cheesy era once we get to like the Trans Am or the Firebird. Well, yeah. I know what you're saying. If we're talking about restored cars, you don't want a restored, you don't want like a 1962 Aston Martin or something to sound like a Prius, right? There's a sound that goes with those old cars that people love and bring back to life. And to me, I've had this discussion with a friend of mine, Chuck, the original Aboriginal. He lives on Goknawage, and he's restoring an old Mustang right now, sort of a callback to when he was a kid, and I think his dad had one or something. If you're saving a car from the junkyard, that is to me just as good as buying a new electric car, and in fact maybe even better, because buying a new car is not an ecological choice, right? If you're saving a car from the junkyard, that to me is a beautiful thing, right? Because there are all kinds of facets to this argument, right? There's the ecologists who are like, electric or bust because no fossil fuels, and then there are guys who are saying, yeah, but you're buying new cars and throwing out old cars, and there's mining and toxic paints and stuff that go into new cars and plastic and stuff. So it's a very complicated thing that I'm not going to get into, because for some people this gets really political, and 100% of the time, as soon as people get political, I get bored. And so, but yeah, I would love a good hybrid. But I know where you're coming from, and yeah, it wouldn't work on some of those old cars. Hey, Jennifer's here. How's it going? Yeah, Serge. I know a lot of people really like those smarts. I wanted one at one point. Could you imagine me sticking a canoe on one of those? Backpack hanging out the back. Little diesel. Brap. Okay, people are saying hi again. That's why wood stoves are more efficient. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for people who are picking up on my wood stove fireplace discussion here. Sharon loves their wood stove. Hey, Grace. Grace, did you were you here for the reading, or did you miss that? Hi, Skip. How's it going? I think you guys probably heard the reading. There's Lord Vader. What a night. How's it going? I have a brewski as well. Skip. Vader. And Skip. It's because I was going to ask if Skip had a beverage, and then I saw Lord Vader was here. I'm a... One second here, guys. My daughter is asking for screen time and to be an epic pro. Thing is, this old phone is so old and slow that it takes me forever to approve her damn screen time. There we go. Sales would have liked a wood stove, but the insurance company wouldn't insure them. Interesting. No, I approved that. It probably didn't work though. I'm gonna be replacing this pretty soon, guys. I'm done with that phone. Lord Vader, how many days until Christmas? Can I ask my wife for the canoe for Christmas? I'm not doing that. No way. Yeah, man, that sucks. Did they say why? Because I mean, if you're putting in a wood stove, you're fireproofing around it, right? You're putting the sheeting up and stuff. So what the hell? Is it just because your house is ancient? Everyone's just saying hi, so I'm skipping down to the bottom. David found a used wood stove on Facebook Marketplace. Hopefully it will still be available this weekend. Did you ping them immediately to say I'll be there this weekend to look at it? Kristen says you can change over to wood stove finally. Man, David, man, your house needs that wood stove. That would be perfect because your place is already so damn nice. It's like the ideal country house, but it does need a wood stove or a fireplace. Oh, it's for the garage. Okay. Love it, Mastery. You can beat me, even kill me. Just don't bore me to death. Apparently, I'm an old soul. Simpler times. Yeah, I spend so much time. Like, okay, so Montreal is about what 450 years old, whatever. And so there are parts down in the old port or over in La Salle or whatever where you can see some of the oldest buildings. But even the ones that are merely old in the old port, like from 200 years ago, maybe 250, whatever. Like I look at them sometimes and think I would love to see them during their time, right? Where instead of electric lighting everywhere and tourists, it was lamplight, right? Gaslight or even torchlight. Well, was it really torchlight? Or I guess people just carried their torches around and the streets were dark until the gaslight era, when gas lamps appeared. But like, what must the old town have looked like under the flickering light of a torch as you're going by? Maybe it's just rain. The cobblestones are glistening in the moon. It's a full moon, so you can actually see. People wearing wool and fur walking through the night, torch held high, or a lantern, right? Like whatever the storm lanterns of the time were called. You can hear the nicker of a horse in a stable nearby. What did a city smell like? Probably a lot of horse shit. Probably horse poo. Probably a lot of human excrement, right? But like, how big is the diesel stink that we don't even notice? And how far beyond the end of our cities does that go? Like, is the air up in Kuujjuaq or on the French River or the Mississippi, does it have a metallic clank to it that we don't even notice, but someone from 200 years ago dropped into the into a canoe would be like, what the hell? You know? This is the crap I think about, guys. This is why I'm no fun at parties, because this is the stuff that takes up, it lives rent free in my brain. That and gosh, wow, at the enormity of Jupiter and stuff like that. But I mean, what was it like? And they wouldn't have even thought it was interesting back then. That's just life. Someone 1,000 years from now might see, man, I wonder what it's like to sit in front of a computer with a screen. And to me, it's not interesting and historical. It's just the way I live, right? Same with you guys. How long do I leave my poll open for, guys? Should we leave it open until 10 o'clock or until 10:15? 10:15? I mean, it's 9:52 right now. Has everyone answered? Like, should I leave it open until 10 o'clock and then someone will remind me at 10 to close it and give you guys the final numbers? Destiny says, a nice balance between off-grid and some of the on-grid amenities is appealing to me. I think doing the infrastructure, so to speak, by oneself is fascinating. I think I would want at least a well and septic. Even septic I could maybe forego. But I would want at least a well. Like trudging to the riverside to fill buckets with water. Although Russell doesn't have to go to a riverside, right? He's got his tote. Like, I wonder if Russell ever is like, oof, I'm a little light on water this month. Interesting questions. Kristen says, I should have made an option for both, but I picked wood burning stove if I had to pick just one. Oh, yeah, you're right. I should have made an option for both. I didn't even think of it. But Destiny likes your idea. So if the cabin is big enough, I agree with you, Kristen. However, for a smaller footprint, I'd have the stove. Serge, Kristen's going to watch your video after this. Eventually, once the summer kitchen is insulated, I want to convert it. I want to convert it into a living room, and I'd like to have a fireplace. Yeah, nice. Hi, Ron. How's it going? We're talking about fireplace versus wood stove right now. Sparked by I read the section on fireplaces in this classic book. Hey, but you guys didn't tell me how many of you own this book. Do any of you have this? It's like, this is I mean, this is a pretty seminal book on log cabins. I thought, like, at least a few of you were going to say, yeah, I've got that. Look at that. Cross-section on insulating your log walls with moss or oakum. Yeah, you guys didn't tell me how many of you have this book. Skip thinks that hydrogen is going to be the new thing. Toyota agrees with you. What I would like to see won't happen because we're not the kind of civilization that does it smart. What I would like to see is a cocktail of things on the road, right? Yeah, a few gas cars, some electrics, some hybrids, definitely some hydrogen, some fuel cell cars. Because going wholesale from gas to electric is trading fossil fuels for, mining the crap out of whatever it takes to build the batteries or whatever, right? So you're essentially just trading one, ecological slow burn for another one. But if you just reduce everything and a gas station becomes a like a gas plaza kind of thing, right? Because you have gas and diesel over here. You have 6 electric charging stations, and over there you've got a couple of fuel cell, a couple of hydrogen. So it becomes more expensive to run. Everything would be more expensive probably because you don't have the same economies of scale as you do right now with everyone running on the same thing, or like one of two, right? There's a gas and there's petrol and there's diesel, right? But I definitely think that it would be easier on the planet if it was like that. 3 or 4 different fuel systems on the road. One of the guys from Top Gear, and now whatever the Netflix series is called, the Grand Tour, one of them bought the Toyota hydrogen car, whatever it's called. Wasn't Hammond. It was the one they called Captain Slow. He liked it, except that there are only 2 fueling stations in London, so But yeah. David says, I wish we'd put in a wood stove when we built. Now I'm thinking gas fireplace since we have that great honking propane tank. Gas fireplace. My dad has a gas fireplace. They swapped out a wood burning fireplace for a gas one. He likes it for ease of use, right? Click and on it comes. But man, you can't beat a nice. Well, I have asthma, so I shouldn't be burning wood, right? Because of the fine particulate matter that is currently in the air because of the forest fires and making me cough and ag anyway. But yeah, I could see, like, for ease of use and all that, a gas fireplace is a nice option. I think you can't beat the wood though. You just can't. Oh, Al, are we doing blue tonight? Is Al still here? He's not always here for the whole night. Al, if you're here, sort of raise your hand or ping or say I'm here and we're having blue, or I'm here and have whatever, because I'm out soon. Still doing the renovations. Nice. Oh, apparently propane's going up in price. I didn't know that. Yeah, Al, I find that, like, 50 years from now, people may think that restoring this era of cars is, well, they will, right? Because that's what it is. I mean, at one point, like a 57, whatever, was the car of the day. And at that point, well, no, people were already doing hot rods at that point, right? I don't know. Right now, there's nothing on the road that I would think is restorable. I keep thinking, because, okay, my dad lives in Penticton, and in the summer, car clubs, right? There are car clubs everywhere. They do sort of like a drive past every Saturday, and they all park at the beach and everything. And I told you guys about this. There's this one guy who's got this ancient Aston Martin, doofy color, like it's a period color. It's kind of a, sky blue or something. And he works on it and he brings it back and stuff. And we asked him, so, because I've always really wanted like a DB5, not in a realistic way, because it's always been way above my pay grade. I mean, I grew up shit eating poor, right? So to me, these things are bucket list items. But I've always loved the Aston Martin. And so we walked up to him and asked, so how does it drive? And he said, well, in town it drives like a car from 1962. But he said, but when you get onto the highway, it just sings. And it just sings because somebody is taking care of it, right? These cars came out of a time when, you spent your Sunday morning on your back under the car because cars weren't made as well as they are now. And the magic of restoring an old car is, that that's just part of the car. It's part of the magic. You took care of them and they took care of you. Whereas these days, you know, they're so computerized and everything that you get in, you press the button and off it goes. And how are you going to restore that someday? You know? I don't know. So yeah, I don't think like maybe I don't know. Well, that would be interesting if you shoehorned that big old engine in there. Yeah, that would make an interesting video, wouldn't it? Yeah. Grace says, we have a fireplace in the middle of the basement, and right above it, another in the living room on the ground floor. Brick chimney from basement through ground and second floors and out to the roof. Fire warms. It sure does. Oh, Skip is having a Dos Equis. Okay, nice. Having some beer. Anyone else having a brewski or a beverage of any type? I bet you Christy's having something. Maybe a little scotch. Sharon, Dave, we have the wood stove and the furnace. Poor furnace never had a chance coming on too much with me feeding that stove. Oh, you just got a Camaro? Nice. 2 days to replace. Okay, so you redid the engine. Yep. Hi, Russell, by the way. Russell, who is also a channel hero, helping to keep the lights on around here. I think you're the second person to say that I should have had both of those options. Oh, it's 10:03. It's Scotch time. I just want to see if Al answered my question. Brother Love says, same insurance issue here. I was told that I must hire a professional and only install a brand new stove to meet current EPA standards. Oh, yeah. Okay. Apparently insurance companies are way severe with wood stoves. Oh, Russell's out now. Okay. 8 acres has the furnace and fireplace on the same chimney and had to sign an agreement that we wouldn't use both at the same time because it can cause issues. Brother Love has decided the key to his happiness is not to ask anyone for anything, especially permission. Do what you want and to the best of your ability and make sure you don't screw things up. Yeah, Chris, I'm gonna pour my Alain's here. How's it going? We got Steph and Alain, both the Belso brothers, in the house. I am absolutely beyond late. Sorry, just let me skip to the Steph's is having tea. Sean in Alaska's in the house. How's it going? Sean, are you having a beverage right now? I'm just taking a look to see if Al said anything about what I should be opening. I'm just looking to see if Al said what kind of whiskey we're having tonight. I don't think. Is there a... okay, where was I? Not about... Hi. No panel tonight. I'm going to have one pretty soon, though. Excuse me. Okay, Sean's going to pour a dram. I'll pour a dram, too. I'm just assuming that Al is going to say that he's having blue, so I will do the same. I still have bottles here from my members only live stream. Gotta clean that stuff up. Gotta clean it up. Oh yeah, actually Al is asking, Sean, did you ever Sean, did you ever get your stove? I remember that conversation. So let's have a Pendleton. That is a Welsh whiskey. I've seen a couple of Pendletons around here. I haven't bought one yet, though. In honor of having Al with us, I'm drinking the blue. There we go. You know, it's funny because with all the fire, excuse me, the weather has been very warm lately, and it's been giving me this need to be out in the woods, you know, pitch a hammock or a tent and stuff. But you know, wildfires. I'll be sitting there at work, and I look outside and it's sunny. And I'm thinking, I should be sitting on a lake right now. Okay, there it is. There's the answer. Al, I pick it up this Saturday. Pretty damn excited. Yes, I like it. And we got a hike with Mike in the house, just in time for dram time. Just in time for dram time. That doesn't really mean much, does it? Oh, and since it's 10 o'clock, I shall shut down the poll. End poll. Oop, the poll just disappeared. What the hell? Oh, there it is. You're building a log cabin. Do you put in a wood-burning stove? 90%. A stone fireplace? 9%. So, the 21st century generations have spoken. I'm not surprised, though, because I really do feel that why would you build a stone fireplace when... No, that's not... That's me being silly. I should have had the option of both because, you know, I love the idea of sitting in front of a fireplace, you know, book open, whiskey on the table or whatever, blanket on the lap. But for so many reasons, I would prefer just to have the wood stove because, you know, you can cook on top of it, you can blah, blah, blah. And at the end of the day, I live in a part of the world where you really need the heating to be as efficient as possible. And I feel that having a great big gaping hole in front of the fire rather than having it in a stove might be less efficient. But I don't really know enough about it to make that, to really sort of go to the mats for that. I do feel that the houses I've been in with a fireplace don't get quite as sweaty hot as a good burn in a wood burning stove, though. Speaking as someone who has suffered through several nights at hunt camp with the wood burning stove, going like stink for half the night and then going out. Hike with Mike says we have drought conditions in Florida, burn bans throughout the state. There are burn bans all over the place up here as well right now. It's just, don't burn anything. In fact, in some of the maritime provinces, you're not allowed in the backcountry. They banned camping. They banned like ATVs, mountain biking, everything. They banned everything. People don't go into the woods. Kristen is, I wonder how many campsites are going to be ruined by these fires. Are the fires in the state parks as well? They're pretty far up north. They're probably taking out some of the, well, I was going to say provincial parks, but in Quebec, you have national parks that are national, and then you have national parks that are Quebec, run by Quebec, because we're a nation within a nation. Some of the more rural, some of the more distant provincial parks or national parks are probably being affected, but I haven't heard about like a SIPAC being taken out or anything yet. Hike with Mike. So you would rather a A fireplace, I take it. It would be. Oh, Sean in Alaska says, I would love a fireplace, but they cannot heat nearly as well. That's what I'm thinking as well. And Brother Love says, I think a stove is far more efficient, but the tranquility of staring at a fireplace has no comparison except floating on a still lake in a canoe. And I think that's why I like a fireplace, so I can just stare into the flames. Like if I have a wood burning stove, I'm not going to keep the door open, right? So that's sort of because I am the type to stare into a campfire and just like, what do you mean 2 hours have passed? All I've done is glanced, you know. And so things like that. You know, the person who loves the ancientness in me would prefer the fireplace. The person who, I don't know. I think because I see myself someday building a log cabin, the ease of use in terms of no, the ease of installation of a wood stove over a fireplace is a factor, I think, as well. I really do think. But like here, what Seth says, you know, there's also a nice warm light source from a fireplace that you don't get with a wood stove. Absolutely. Like they both have their benefits. Jennifer says, doesn't get cold enough here for a fireplace. You know, because, Jennifer, because of where Chris is all the time, I don't actually remember where you guys live. Because it's always like, so where are you now, Chris? Oh, I'm in Arizona. Where are you now? I'm in Florida. Where are you now? I'm in Greenland. You know what I'm saying? But if where you live it doesn't get cold enough to require a fireplace, then that sort of frees you from the whole discussion. Country Boy says, stone fireplace is fine if it's central. Problem with modern fireplaces is they're on an exterior wall, and that makes them inefficient. Wait, like, if you look at, you know, the houses that were being built here 300 years ago, the fireplaces were on an outside wall as well. You know, big hunk of stone chimney up the side of a house. There is a log mansion here called Montebello. It's huge. It's essentially a hotel. It's a log cabin hotel. It's ginormous, and it's got a big fireplace in the middle of a room. And what's nice about having a fireplace just sort of sitting in the middle of the room like that is the fact that you're just heating the whole room, and it's hitting all the walls equally. Whereas you're right, if a fireplace is down at one end of a room, it gets really hot there, but it doesn't necessarily radiate all the way out, you know? Hold on a second. Sean, it's just because, like, it's because people are dumb, right? Someone will still drink some water, throw the bottle into the grass, and it'll act like a lens and start a forest fire. I mean, if people are the reason we can't have nice things. You know, people are the reason we have to have seatbelts. You know, so they're just like keeping everything. Because also a province like PEI isn't big enough to insulate the people from a wildfire if it sweeps the province. I mean, PEI is this big, right? Like it's, I guess an American analog to PEI would be like Rhode Island or something, right? It's about this big. It's got 4 people on it, and if a tree burns, it becomes a massive issue. Russell says those who want to stare at a fire just need a big glass door on their wood stove. Also true. You've got a big glass door on yours, if I remember correctly. Hike with Mike says, in Florida, an old school fireplace will heat the home well for the 2 weeks of cold weather. Sean's new stove that's coming in has a glass front. David says, fireplaces are not as efficient as wood stoves. A lot of heat goes up the chimney in a fireplace. That is true. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so you got a wood burning furnace, Serge. Okay. Is it one of those where like the wood burning chamber is outside and it pipes the heat in, or is it sort of in your basement? Oh, okay. So you live in Florida. Yeah, I can see why you don't need a big old wood burning stove or anything. Sean in Alaska says, if you have watched Alone in the Wilderness, yes, he built a fireplace, but if you watch carefully, he used a wood stove. I didn't even notice that. I didn't notice that. Now, granted, it's been a long time. I gotta rewatch that. Heck with Mike says to Peanut Trucker, need I need to make it back up to the Panhandle. It has been a while. I love Torreya State Park. I do not know where that is. I know where the Panhandle is though. Yeah, you also used to get a lot of heat just from the stovepipe. Oh, but they're double walled these days. I didn't know that. Torreya has a yurt you can rent to camp in. A lot of the national parks and provincial parks offer something similar now up here. Hold on a second. Utopia. Hold on. Come on, fool. I'm just gonna share. Hold on. I'm gonna share something here. As soon as I find where I was. Yeah, there I am. I'm going to present arms. I'm not going to present any arms. Where is that? Changes faster than a chameleon. That's not what I'm looking for. This is weird. Where the hell is the Utopia Brave tab? It's gotta be it. Are you guys seeing this? Hold on, let me find where I am. Okay. So what that is kind of a permanent tent. Okay. It's got like inside there are some beds and stuff. Let me see what I can find. Yeah. It's built on a platform. Okay. At the SIPAC, there's a little gas stove here. So Utopia is these are French built. They're from France. Because of course, Quebec. Yeah, and here's the inside of one. Although this is not set up for sleeping in. Big windows at the front and back that you can open. Windows on the side you can open up. It's very nice for glamping, like with the family and everything. It's yeah. That's what it looked like with the beds. For someone like me who loves it when you have to dig your own latrine, it's a little glamping-esque. But if you're camping with a couple of young kids and stuff, oh, this one has a wood burner inside. Nice. It's not a bad option. And especially, I've said before that when we first went to the Utopia in the Saguenay, I had been like, I don't want this, and I was really, really resistant, but we rented them anyway. And we got there just as it started to rain, and so we just ran all our stuff into the pre-built tent. Whereas if we'd gone my way, I would have been struggling to put up a tent while my family was shivering in the rain. So I kind of had to give my wife the win on that one. Long shots. Hello. Welcome to the side chat. Welcome to the live stream. Serge says the furnace is in the basement. There are ducks feeding the heat outwards. Okay, yeah. Kristen says, I watched a YouTube video the other day and he lit a fire and it was windy and it caught the brush on fire. Yikes. in weather like this, that could very, very easily have gone absolutely wrong. If a fire started in the Canadian forest, will it be blamed on a smoker or even a kid with a magnifying glass? Well, here's the thing. They investigate these things, and if somebody flicks a butt into the forest when the whole forest is a tinder, that may cause some problems, and that person will go to jail. Studying how the Victorian kitchen gardeners built the bricks surrounding their kitchen gardens to be heated with wood. Brilliant design for the time. Yep. Oh, okay. Chris is out. Unload early and head home tomorrow. Happy trails. Good night, mister. Sleep well. Sharon says, that's what an idiot did on a lake behind us last week. They had to fly water bombers and to put it out. Took out a lot of trees. Yeah. Like, if I was in the woods right now, I wouldn't have a fire. I know that some people will have. I might bring my little gas stove just to heat up some water or something, but I wouldn't do a campfire. I'd be way too afraid of an ember going up and lighting a pine or a spruce or something on fire. Because that's the thing. Like, these evergreen forests are essentially stands of fatwood, right? Oh, apparently that Torreya is the only state park in Florida that has a yurt, and there's only one. Good luck renting that. Hey, look who's here. How's it going, Jim? Hey there. Been a crazy few weeks. Busy as heck. Have watched very little YouTube. Yeah. It's been nuts for me as well. I'm trying to keep up on my YouTubing, but it's tough when every night is nothing but arguing over homework until 10. But yeah. So in that case, I'm glad you're hanging with us, Flintlock. Our state park prescribed burns year round. It cuts down the risk of massive wildfires. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. It really is not. And the First Nations did that before we arrived, and at one point that was just the matter of course. It's just relatively recently that we've gotten this idea that you don't touch the forest floor, and what that means is all this little tinder everywhere, right? Serge says the thing about my furnace is that I need a fan to push the air into the ducts. So if I want to be off grid, I'd have to go. Damn it! You'd have to solar panel the batteries. I love it. David Evans, there's a fire ban on in your township. Yeah, there's fire bans everywhere right now. Oh yeah, adobe bricks and or hemp. Yeah, or like a rammed earth would be cool. There's all kinds of cool sort of old school building materials that would absolutely make for brilliant YouTube videos. Let's be straight. Deep Bay, yeah, they got a burn ban on as well. Absolutely, it's just everywhere right now. Oh, the pump to your well is electric as well. Honey, you need one of those, you know. That's what you need. But by the way, Deep Bay, hi. Forgot to say hi. Interesting question, Destiny says. So are the Ontario wildfires mainly in the northeast, or are they farther south as well? Well, Destiny, in the show notes below this video screen, I have a link to the NASA site that has all the fires in North America mapped. So you can see exactly what is burning. Oh, Al is out. Oh, look, a bar. So he's going out for a drink. All right, good night, Al. 10:26. Just having a little sip of the whiskey. There we go. I could really go for some cheese. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of cheese. So seriously, none of you have this book? This book, it sold really well. It still sells really well. I'm going to read you something here. There are other manuals on building cabins, but W. Ben Hunt's is the only one to show you how to build and furnish an authentic pioneer cabin the easy, natural way, using only hand tools and the woods around you. Our ancestors used logs and hand tools to build durable, dry, windproof, and protective dwellings. And they fashioned chairs, tables, and beds out of split half logs, twigs, branches, and bushes. In this day of power saws, lumber yards, and high prices, it's good to know that you can build in the same way. So it's broken up into part 1 is how to build the cabin, part 2 is how to furnish it, by the way. W. Ben Hunt, a self-taught expert on the crafts of the Plains and Woodland Indians, was born in Wisconsin in 1888. Most of his life was spent teaching, creating artwork, building cabins and furniture, and lecturing about the out-of-doors. He's the author of many books, including Macmillan's The Complete How-To Book of Indian Craft. Interesting. So this is by Wiley. So this guy was born in 1888. By the time, here's a whole section on water supply. So by the time this book came out in, what was it, 39, did I say? 1937, 39? What is when this book came out? 1939. Interesting. Halt, Walter Bernard, 1888 to 1970. Oh, okay, so this is a reprint of the author's Rustic Construction and Building a Log Cabin. So it's not the original name. Hold on. Oh, Jim says, what is the book you're holding up? I'm driving, I can't see it. Sorry, you weren't here before. It is How to Build and Furnish a Log Cabin the Easy Natural Way, Using Only Hand Tools and the Woods Around You, by W. Ben Hunt. It's sort of a classic log cabin building and furnishing guide. David says, it does not look like there are no major fires in Ontario at present. Well, Quebec has a bunch. Hold on. Why don't I just go down to the bottom of the video page and I will click the link and share the link. Share the information for as far as open link in a new tab. And then I shall go back to my little thing and share. I'm going to stop that screen. I'm going to present. Share screen. Boom. I said boom. Are you guys seeing this? Say yay or nay. Yeah, okay, you're seeing it. All right, so what you're seeing here is... Okay, I'm going to zoom in a bit here. So this is Quebec. Okay. Montreal is about... So here's Montreal. There's a forest fire burning right here. Oh, you don't see my cursor, do you? So here's Montreal. There are forest fires burning around us, but just little ones, right? But if you go up north, there's a few more, and then it gets kind of ugly. And so that is blowing on down. Whoops. Is blowing on down and covering the province. In Ontario, there's a few. Wow, Ontario, there's not much burning. There's a few, but they're sort of small compared to us. And it looks to me like out west, they got it kind of under control. Because Alberta was suffering at one point. It looks like some big stuff in the northeast corner of British Columbia. But, I mean, BC is so mountainous that it kind of depends where the forests are. Yeah, there's some stuff burning in northern Alberta, but not as bad, which is nice. But like, look, this, guys, is why there are burn bans on in Florida and the southeast states. But look at Mexico. Look at that. Right? Look at Mexico. Look at Brazil. Look at Uruguay. Look at, like, you know, so we got smog warnings and everything all over here, and like some friends in the northeastern states. Okay, great. So it would be great to not have asthma, to be straight with you, but could you imagine what the air must be like down around here, around Mexico and Brazil? Nope. No way. I am looking for my... Okay, I'm going to close that. I got to close that because I cannot find my StreamYard window. Hold on, guys. I'll be back in a minute. I'm just trying to find... There we are. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, whew, right? Feel for people who lost their homes and farms in Alberta. Absolutely. Yeah. Hiker Mike says, better to see the forest devastation by fire, which is natural and renewable, than the devastation caused by bulldozers and concrete urban sprawl. Yeah, okay, that's an excellent point. SV Raven says, my favorite log cabin book is Your Cabin in the Woods by Conrad Meineke. I don't know that book, but I'm going to look it up. South says, sucks to be Mexico right now. Yeah, oof. Kristen says Africa as well. Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Sort of, yeah, a lot of, man. Hold on. Yeah, oh my land. Whew. And Madagascar, there's a lot of burning going on. That's crazy. Yeah, I go with Mike says Florida's in the red on the map. Absolutely. Just taking a look. Yeah. Anyway, that was a depressing image, eh? New York had smog because of the fires here today. Yeah, absolutely. Russell says that areas around the Congo look like shit too. Absolutely. Yep. Yeah. It's an absolute shift show. Hot planet. Tinder everywhere. And you know how much rain are these places getting? Not enough, right? We got a rain problem. We got like droughts in places like California, you know. Destiny says, why is cheese often paired with alcohol? Well, cheese is a nice palate cleanser. Like if you're trying two different whiskeys, have a little cheese, maybe some sausage or something, or like a little charcuterie in between the two, just sort of as a palate cleanser. For some people, what they'll do is have a little black coffee or black tea in between. It'll do this sort of the same thing, palate cleanse between glasses of wine or whiskey or sherry or whatever. It's all about how things happen in your mouth. Reset the palate for the next glass or the next dram or the next taste. You know? I was supposed to do a whiskey tasting live stream one of these weeks. I got to get that happening. We're tasting a bourbon this time for the first time. So never mind, because my uncle is visiting us right now, but the smoke has made it to his place in Asheville, North Carolina. The summer of fires. It's not even summer yet. That's the thing. It's still spring. Yikes. This might be a very tough summer, guys. Maybe I'll go see someone in fall. I think Russell is having people over or something, so maybe it won't happen at his place. But maybe I'll go and see someone else. Maybe I'll go see Jerry this time. Just inviting myself to Jerry's land like that. That's really classy, right? I don't know. I got to see what my vacation time looks like, but I should get the hell out of the city. All right, you're eating cheese curds. Nice. Are they still squeaky? It's the best. Absolute best. I mean, cheese curds are also great, you know, melted over fries with gravy in the holy poutine. But I have eaten a bag of cheese curds many, many times. Naughtabot says that probably tastes like your razors. No, not really. It's a different taste than like a lot of cheese is, but it's you know. Hold on. Let me stop the screen. It's got a magic to it. I find that cheese curds are very common here, but they don't seem to be that common elsewhere for some reason. Just taking a look. Kevin Callan is reading with a little glass of Bushmills today. In the smoggy sky, even where he lives in rural Ontario. The holy poutine. Oh, I forgot I had tea. That's not really warm anymore. Oh well. That sucks. So at this point, I'm going with the fact that none of you have how to build and furnish a log cabin. Does that mean that I just have a really kind of oblique taste in books, maybe? But like this book was always sort of introduced to me as one of the big ones, you know? So I don't get it. I don't get why I seem to be the only one who has it. Excuse me. The thing is, like a lot of the decor, like the log cabin decor is the kind of stuff I would not have. It's just way too, like what we would call champêtre around here. Like a little too sort of grandma's country house. You know, like the birch bark lamp shades with like the ducks painted on it and stuff like that. Like, no. Like I like a log cabin, but I don't need it to be like grandma's log cabin, you know? Sal says no more squeaking. They've been in the fridge. That's okay. They're still tasty though. I could really go for a piece of cheese. We're at like 20 minutes to the hour here, guys. So like we're not gonna go for too much longer. Like I'm not gonna pour myself another dram. I'm really sticking to one dram and sometimes a beer for these live streams. S3 Raven says, I'm going to look that book up and pick it up. Well, you know what? Maybe here's what I'm going to do for you right now. Amazon.ca. Oop. Amazon.ca is not going to help you, is it? Amazon.com. Excuse me. How to build and furnish Oh, log cabin. Okay, click. Man, in the States it's $16.49. They still sell a hardcover? Forget it. Nobody, who the heck wants a hardcover? I'm going to drop this into the side chat for you so that you can scroll back. Now, if you look at this before the end of the live stream, right click on it and open a new tab. The hell? Did I just... what? What's going on? I think I may have blown the... It broke the address up. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to help you guys here, but it's not happening. It's not working. I'm looking for a share button. Is there a share button here? Do they have a share button? How come I don't see a share button? I'm just trying to share the book. I just want to do it right. Yeah, I don't like hardcover. Why will it not let me share? What is up, my homies? I don't need you to deliver to Canada. I'm not. This isn't for me. I already own the book. Amazon, yeah, bunch of fools. Oh man, I'm trying to help you here, but it's not happening. What if I right click? No. You would think that they would create like a shorter URL, right? So you can just copy and paste. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's no share button. What the stank? What the stank? What's going on? Oh well. Heck with Mike says, I think that in the States, cheese curds is a Midwest thing. Now, I'm unsure if... oh, David Evans put a link. Thanks, mister. I don't remember what I was saying. I'm wondering if there's a pasteurized versus non-pat... No, that wouldn't count, would it? I don't know. But yeah, David Evans dropped a link. It'll ship to you. It'll ship to you. 15 minutes to the end of the stream, guys. Anyone wants to say anything hilarious or of vital importance, say it now. I will reiterate what I said right after I read the news portion. If at any point you guys come across a bushcrafty or YouTubing story that you would like me to cover in next week's news section, please send it to me through any of the way too many messaging models and methods that there are available to me. And I do sincerely hope that by next week I will have a new P.O. box in place to tell you guys about. Tasty. Hey, David, are you putting up any new videos anytime soon? I realize I haven't even checked out your channel in a couple of... must be way over a month, so I don't know. You might be actually putting stuff, but I don't know. Whoop. Brother Love. Bought a canoe finally. Took 4 years of education, searching, saving. First wet tomorrow. Super excited. Clipper Tripper S. What the hell is a Clipper Tripper S? Excuse me while I look that up. Clipper Tripper S. Clipper Canoes. I didn't even know there was a company called Clipper Canoes. So hold on. I'm going to share this website with the peeps, and we're going to explore. Okay? We're going to see what Brother Love bought. Share screen. Clipper S. Boom. Looking good. So is the S like a it just looks like a, it's symmetrical, so it looks like their take on a prospector, unless, does someone think, oh, red canoe. Oh, it looks nice and white too. Oh, avocado, that looks cool. Sand, even better. For the past 20 years, the Tripper 17.6 has been Clipper's most popular model. We often had brainstorming sessions as to how to improve the Clipper, and in the end, we decided to leave our best-selling canoe alone. What we did come up with was a smaller version of the Tripper that also performs as an excellent solo canoe. Oh, okay, so the S, okay, it's a 16.6, so it's a 16, okay, 4-inch waterline width, 31.5. Oh, it's asymmetrical, okay, with a noticeable tumble home. So asymmetrical means that this is not a straight up prospector style canoe. Standard with a kneeling thwart for solo paddling. Thwart can be removed when not. So that's got sort of what like they make a prospector. Yeah. This one doesn't seem to have the combination like the solo or Shackwood Farms. Hi, by the way, it says, what is the weight? Okay. Oh, solo is the solo option. Ultralight Kevlar. Okay. So let me go back to that canoe. The Clipper S is, okay, specs. Fiberglass is 67 pounds. That's the ultralight is 51 pounds. Okay. That's a big difference between the fiberglass and the ultralight, for sure. I like it. So what's the upcharge for the ultralight? Is 38.65 Canadian. So I mean, it's, you're sort of in the same ballpark as Novacraft or Swift. I mean, look, to get a light canoe with modern materials, you just spend. You just spend. That's it's what it costs to have a nice canoe. It really is. I'm gonna sorry guys, I didn't get to the mute button in time. Sorry. Lacking motivation. Oh, that sucks. Yeah. Oh, without the gel coat, it's even at 48 pounds. Oh, snap. Wow. That is impressive. Absolutely. 10 minutes to the end of the stream, guys. Gonna have a little bit of cold tea, a little iced tea. I do this thing in the summer where I make sun tea. Take a massive mason jar, throw 3 tea bags in, fill it with water, leave it out in the sun all day, and it actually brews into tea. Makes for a nice iced tea. Wow, 48 pounds. That's pretty nice. There are so many good canoe companies out there, though. Like, I'd never even heard of Clipper canoes. Are they in BC or something, or are they in Ontario? Hold on. Abbotsford, BC. Okay, that's why I don't see a lot of them here. Like, this is definitely Novacraft or Swift country. Also Scott. I see a lot of Scott canoes. Scott is a different company name. What the hell are they called? Scott Canoe. Hold on. What the hell is it? It's a French Canadian name. Abitibi and Company. I'm clicking, but it's not showing up. Okay. Abitibi and Company. Boom. Share screen. Scott Canoe, Abitibi et Compagnie. So, Like you've got your Prospector 16. To me, like my canoe is going to be a Prospector 16, maybe 17, but I kind of think. So you start at 20. Can I maybe make that a little bigger? There we go. So there's your Expedition series, Prospector 16. You've got your choice between fiberglass or Kevlar. You don't have an ultralight, but I don't know what the price. But like Kevlar is another $1,100, right? So if your starting price is $2,549, like your prices are going through the roof pretty fast. Which is the same with Swift, of course. But you know, so many to choose from. Stop the screen. Oh my snap! Bettina's here. 8 minutes to the end of the stream, and Bettina's here. Oh, damn dogs want to go out. All right. It was nice to see you for a few minutes, Bettina, for sure. What I'm thinking of maybe doing for this year or next year is to buy just buy a canoe off of Facebook Marketplace or something, just to have something while I'm saving up for my main canoe. Because at the end of the day, I want to get something to paddle in, right? I mean, I have a very specific canoe that I'm aiming for, but why? I should probably put a rack on the car, or at least buy those styrofoam blocks, to transport the canoe with. Figure out where I'm going to store it. I'm thinking my mother-in-law's place up at the lake. I kind of want to ask first. Bettina was here for 5 minutes deciding whether to say anything. Always say hi, Bettina. Always say hi, because we'll say hi back. If we don't know where you are, it's just like, Bettina didn't come to visit us. What did we do wrong? Is she too cool for us now? Are we just not good enough for Bettina? Where is she? Right? You don't want to do that to us. You want to say hi. Hey, Jess, I'm here. I don't have much to say. Oh, the dogs want to go out. It's fine. It's okay. It's okay. Because we'll all just say, Bettina! It's like Stella, but in color. I love it. But yeah, brother love. I like that. I like what I see on that canoe company. I wonder where. I wonder if they sell to Eastern Canada. Transporting a canoe is a big freaking deal. Tenenbaum, who's probably not with us anymore right now, but he bought, I think it was a Novacraft. And shipping him, I think he bought it from somewhere in Central Europe because he lives in Sweden. So shipping a Swift canoe to him from here was going to cost essentially another Swift canoe. It's like, yikes. You've been to Peterborough, came home late, and then had to take care of the dogs, cats, and chickens. Fair enough. Country Boy says what we're all thinking. Bettina. Oh, Tenenbaum is still here. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so I remember that conversation quite well. It's like, oh. Hold on. Jim says, Sawyer canoes. Stupid voice to text. Finally home, not driving. Nice. Welcome home. Bettina had to fill up the water jug so you can use the toilet and all that stuff. Okay. Oh, yeah, and then you'd have to go and get it in Austria and drive it home. Truth. Russell was wondering why Jim was talking about a company that sawed canoes. Yeah, exactly. So, Tenenbaum, how did you end up with your canoe then? Like, for some reason, I had thought that Novacraft was the one selling in Austria, but I'm not entirely sure because it's been a long time since we've had this conversation. Because you had to pay. I seem to remember your canoe not being the same price you would have paid for it here. Oh, yeah. Okay. I had forgotten the dealer here actually was dealing with Novacraft, right? Okay, so they had a few. Like, did they have it in stock? It's been so long since we've had this conversation that I don't remember the actual details. Oh, okay, yeah. They bought a whole container full of boats, right? But there was still a shipping cost. Oh no, you ordered months in advance. Okay. I don't even remember what color you said your boat is. I suck, dude. I forget everything. I forget everything. Sucks to be me. My sinuses are really killing me right now. Ah, dark green, yeah. I would love to have like a Jeep or a canoe in British racing green. Abitibi makes a green, a nice dark green. They have all kinds of colors. Well, their dark green is not really that dark. It's a forest green, but they also do like an almost khaki. They call it olive. Abitibi does some cool sort of paint stripe kind of deals as well, which is nice. But I don't think I'll buy an Abitibi. I don't know enough about them to just be, transported by the glorious paint jobs, or color choices, or colorways, as they say now. What a stupid term. Yeah, this isn't the orange colorway. Shut up. It's not a colorway. It's a color. It's an option. Say colorway around me, and I'm gonna get rude because somebody's got to do it. Somebody got to do it. 1 minute. Everyone be hilarious right now, or forever hold your peace. I do want to say again that I believe next week I will be quite late because of the long governing board meeting at school. But that after that, my summer is free. Tenenbaum knows them back when they were Scott Canoe. Yeah, it's funny because they still say Scott on the side. It's like, you remember when Nissan sold cars called Datsun? I kind of feel that that Abitibi is the company and Scott is the canoe, right? Like, they've got canoes that are called Scott. They got fishing boats that are called Scott. Their kayaks are called something. Hold on, I'm just gonna look it up. Okay, their kayaks are called Impex. Destiny says, "Oops, bonsoir tout le monde. Stay safe. Be free. Bisous. Good night." Back when Timiskaming Shores was New Lisgard. Oh, Longshot says that Russell should do an after party show. Yeah, absolutely. I support that concept. Although I'm gonna go to bed. Oh, it's 11 o'clock. Okay, so yes, I believe next week is the one where I'm gonna be late. I will double check on that and post. Aside from that, I reiterate: if any of you come across a bushcraft story, like news story or YouTubing news story or something that you want me to talk about next week, throw it to me using any of the online messaging apps that are wrecking my existence right now. And aside from that, between now and next week, it would be great if you would all just be healthy, be happy, stay safe, stay sane, and be kind to one another. Good night, all.